We're here at Rock Jock today. We're going to be getting a tour. We're going to bring the Bronco in, and John is going to show us some new stuff they have coming out for this model here.
Yeah, so Rock Jock is one of our title sponsors, so we're just here today to put the spotlight on them.
Well, John, thanks for having us. Thank you for sponsoring our team. It means so much to us. Now that we got the Bronco on the lift, can you show us a little bit about your products that we have on our truck?
Well, yeah, and thank you. It's nice to have people that want to use our products. So,
of course.
We're thankful for that. But yeah, I've walked around your vehicle a little bit, and we'll just kind of walk around. I'll just kind of point out some of the stuff that I see that you guys have done. First of all, they've got the Fab 4 stuff. Front and rear bumpers and rocker guards. And we were just talking a second ago that Fab 4 and Warren Industries and Factor 55 are basically all under the same umbrella now. And those companies support us. Warren has always supported us in everything that we've done as far as, off-road racing and rock crawling and whatever we do. So, in return, I like to support them, and that's a great company. So you've got their, what is that, a 10,000 pound winch up here with a Factor 55, nipple there, and the heavy duty bumpers from Fab 4. I remember Fab 4 when they first got started, they were basically in Colorado, and they were like a satellite. They had all these little companies around Colorado doing work for them. And not one company would do the whole bumper. They would have this company do part of it, and this company do part of it, and another company do another part. Right. And then I don't even know how many years ago, but they picked up and moved their whole operation to, I believe, South Carolina.
Okay.
So they've been operating in South Carolina for years, building everything in-house. And then here, a couple years ago, they went under the same umbrella with Warren Industries. Anyways, what we've helped you guys with is some of our product that we make for the Bronco, like the upper and lower control arms here. They're double adjustable. And then we also do adjustable rear track bar with a track bar relocator. So basically, see how flat this bar is? That's basically what a track bar relocator does. It gets the geometry on that track bar as flat as possible. So that's the main thing that we do for Broncos right now. We are working on some other stuff for the Bronco. We do have a sway bar for the Bronco. Our front sway bar, we're currently working on a rear sway bar for the Bronco. So maybe if you guys run this again next year,
yes,
we'll have more product that we can add to your vehicle.
Awesome.
And because this is a Badlands, you have a sway bar disconnect.
Right.
So our sway bar system doesn't work on here because if you did put it on there, there's no way to shut off or to shut off that sway bar disconnect. That needs to be connected to make all your electronics and everything work.
Okay.
So, but if you have a Bronco that doesn't have the disconnect sway bar, then our sway bar will bolt right on there.
Right.
So,
awesome.
and I'll explain the difference between that so you understand it, and other people may watching this. The sway bar on here, it's either you have a sway bar or when you disconnect it, you have no sway bar. Mm-hmm. And the difference between that and what the anti-rock sway bar is, our sway bar stays connected all the time, and what happens when you're off-road, it's basically has lidars, so it lets it move a little easier, but the idea is it balances the front with the rear. So you always have a sway bar, it's just a lighter sway bar for off-road. Right. So that's really what an anti-rock sway bar is. One thing I did notice, you've got the Warren wheels on here. And I'd mentioned to you, this is Warren's own wheel. So that I asked her why she's not running a beadlock, and she said, well, it's got to be a DOT approved wheel. Well, most beadlocks aren't DOT approved. I'm not sure the law, so don't quote me on that. But in this rally, you have to run DOT. Now, you said the beadlock was approved, but you had already switched to this.
Right.
But I believe, and I'm not positive about this, I believe Warn actually has kind of a bigger safety bead to help hold the tire onto the rim better than a regular wheel you may buy in the aftermarket. You know, because Warren's an off-road company. They look at that type of stuff and the quality of that deal.
Well, do you think we could get a tour while we're here?
Sure.
Awesome.
We're gonna. This is our service and R&D area right here. We'll start here, and we'll work our way through the machine shop into the warehouse and towards the front door.
Awesome.
So instead of starting at the front door and going in, we're going to start at the back and go out.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, this is our service area here. When we're developing product and stuff, we'll do all our test fitting in here. I'm working on a project 53 Willys over here. I haven't touched it in a while. Summer came along and I got too busy going to the beach or something. We got a JK here. We're working on some new product for the JK, so we went and got a JK and we're doing a build up on this. We got some new stuff we're going to put on it. So we sell a lot of stuff for older vehicles, not only like JLs and JTs, but we still sell a lot of stuff for the JK and the TJs.
Okay.
So we got some new stuff we're working on for the JK.
Awesome.
So,
can't wait to see.
So we got our own machines over here. You can see we got grinders, bandsaw. We got a plasma table over here, an engine lathe, welders. So we got kind of everything we need in a fab shop to fab stuff.
Awesome.
So it's kind of nice to, if we're working on stuff or playing on stuff or doing service on our own vehicles, this is where we go. So we're going to actually walk right through this opening over here and we're going to be in the machine shop. Most of our aluminum stuff we make in-house, and a lot of the smaller volume or lower volume stuff we'll make in-house. Once we get volume on something, then we look for other ways to make it. So, but we do a lot of our own machining. Right here, this is a billet aluminum sway bar arm.
Okay.
That they're finishing up machining. There's still a little bit more. There's a slot that has to go in here, so they're not quite done with it yet.
Right.
So that's what they're doing on this job right here. This is a broaching machine, and basically this puts the spline on the end of like a bar like this. This hasn't been broached yet.
Okay.
But this basically you'll set that on there, that'll come down through there and put that spline in here.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what
that just
connects
gets
the arm to the bar. This is our biggest mill here. So most of the aluminum, or the higher end, the high volume aluminum stuff is made on this mill.
Okay.
We got another small mill here. So there's 3 mills. These are 2 small ones and 1 big one.
Okay. How much are they pushing on a daily basis?
It depends. There's really only 3 full-time guys that work in here.
Okay.
But depends what jobs they have going right now. A lot of the machines run by themselves, so they don't need to be, you don't got to be there working on them. Some of the machines are not running right now. I know they might be trying to make it quieter. We just added this machine, just went live like last week.
Oh, okay.
So this is a brand new machine. We put this machine in 1.5 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. And it was doing, running full time. We decided if we had another machine just like it, we could do even more. But these machines, basically, you take the big bars of material and you stick the bar in here. That's called a bar feed.
Okay.
So depending on what size bar you're starting with, it will hold up to 2.5 inches in diameter. Okay. And that bar feed pushes the bar into the machine and it pushes it out here. And then here, it'll stop it and do whatever jobs it has to do. So it'll turn the OD, drill a hole, bore the ID, and then also has live tooling. So if there's any milling or anything that has to be done on the outside, I think there's 3 or 4 live tools on there. So if we wanted to engrave it, I can engrave it in here. Okay. So basically when it comes out of there, it's basically almost a finished part. it may just need some deburring be done. So that's basically our machine shop.
Yeah.
We'll head back like towards the warehouse now. So this is all steering, sway bar kits, suspension pieces. And then as we get closer to the front over here, have you noticed all of a sudden there's a lot more boxes? Well, this is all the fast movers over here.
All right.
So the guys don't have to walk very far. When an order comes in, they could just walk down here and grab it. And then we move up to the front. And this is where the guys are doing kitting and boxing.
Okay.
And I think there's about 5 guys that work up here. So they're taking our steering components. They do quality control and boxing. So as it goes in the box, they actually check every rod end to make sure they're right. And then they'll package them up. They use these machines over here to put the Johnny joints together with. There's 2 presses here, and you see all the little pieces down here. That's all parts of the Johnny joints. So.
Wow.
Like real life Legos.
Yeah.
Yep. And then as we round the corner over here, these guys are doing kitting as well. So there's a couple guys that work over here. So they're putting, control arms together, So the guy that runs the shipping department, he's usually telling these guys, he'll give them a list. Hey, I want you to build me, 50 of this part number, build me 100 of this part number, whatever. So these guys, they're actually told what to build. And he just kind of keeps track of what inventory is on the shelf, what he's going to need. A lot of the bigger companies, when they order stuff, we're not pulling that from inventory. If a big company makes a big order for Johnny joints, we usually pull all those pieces separately, because they're not going to want everyone boxed.
Yeah.
They're going to buy them in bulk, so it's a little bit different. The stuff on the wall is from the old days when they actually used to take pictures and stuff and have magazines.
Aww.
So these are some of the stories we've had done over the years on different stuff that we built.
Well, that's great.
So we don't really get storyboards anymore because most of our stuff never goes in a magazine. So it just goes on the internet, and then whatever happens to it stays there forever. This is our reception area. Eric here he's doing tech and answering and taking orders on the phone. And then our engineering is here, and Diana, she's an engineer. So she's working in here all the time, and she has test equipment to test springs, and she's got a printer in here. She could print her stuff, whatever she's making. Well, she's trying to make sure we get it right.
Of course.
That's
Absolutely.
the trick. So.
It's organized chaos.
So anyways, she's working on new products all the time, and we consult with another engineer that helps us with some of the design stuff as well. And she's organizing that and then working with them. And then when we get parts in, she's doing quality control to make sure we're getting what we're asking for. And she's pretty thorough at it. She makes her own fixtures to test parts. Like we have a knuckle that we make, our high steer knuckles here. She has a deal to test them on to make sure all the holes are in the right spot, the angles are right, and everything. It is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which is important because you don't want to ship a bunch of stuff out there only to find out that it was wrong or it wasn't to your standard or whatever.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
So. And then she also helps us with our operating system here as well. How it's supposed to work. How the information should go in and come out, and when there's a glitch in the system, she's usually the one that's, out there trying to figure it out. So this is the headquarters for Rock Jock. So anyways, that's my desk right there. So I sit out here with Julie because she needs a lot of support from me.
Well, John, thank you so much for giving us a tour and for sponsoring our team. It means so much to us.
This is super cool.
All right, well, thanks for coming. Good luck with the rally.
Thank you.
Hope you guys do well.
Buried it in the sand, like nobody could find it. We were running out of time to look for it. And then she's like, maybe I should air down. And I was like, what?
Test, test.
Yeah, maybe you should have aired down a long time
Kristen?
ago.
Yeah, maybe like the first time I dug your Jeep out.
Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2.